pictures, just wherever, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I get kind of like a bad feeling about it. Sometimes you follow your first mind, so maybe not, I don't know. I don't really want to go too crazy with that. If it don't end up happening, it's not a big deal. And I think it was one other thing outside of that game. Wait a minute. Wait, so what is this? Hold on, because I don't know what is this supposed to be? Mos Def says Drake's music is pop and compatible with shopping at Target. Is that like a...
You don't have to play on stream, but I recommend you try out Doom. It's an FPS that you might find difficult to beat. The music is amazing and you also fighting demons, literally.
I've played Doom. I played the old version, my brother and I played the new one. So hardcore gamer here. What do you got to say to me now? I'm not watching the Lions, bro. I'm not watching them play. I'm not watching the Lions play. I can't do it. I'm going to take credit for being the day one when they win.
Why is Drake in the club with the
feel
kid
like
SMH?
Why is Drake in the club with the kid? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Mos Def was fake hating? Okay, what did he say? It couldn't have been that bad. I mean, the quote alone don't look like a controversial take, to be honest. Hold on, let me put this to the side. Real quick. What did he say? Is it that bad? Why are you doing this to me? What the fuck?
Drake is pop to me. In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Commercial music.
See, here's the thing though. Before I continue, did it make you look like you hating or you saying something crazy when people laugh at what you say when you probably didn't mean it like that? Like, if somebody laugh at something that I really didn't intend to be funny, it make it look worse than what I actually said.
Or it's, shopping with an edge in certain instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course. I mean,
it's commercial, entertaining, fun, good, formulaic music.
It's likable.
Likable music, yeah.
It's likable.
But
he hating.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
Nigga laughing, no. Why is he doing that though? Why is he doing that?
So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs. Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising. So many barcodes.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything.
And she eating it up. Stop laughing. You making it worse.
Let the boy live.
Everything's here. They have everything here. Oh, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great.
So what's your problem?
Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
What's in it for your audience apart from like banging the...
Okay, so old heads love hating on new niggas. I mean, Drake is not new. Drake is like 15 years. Drake's almost 2 decades into his career. I mean, actually more than that. So I wouldn't say that. But I don't know, like if you could add context to what he's saying, if you wanted to compare it to like a grocery store, for instance, and you say like the mega corporations are who bully the smaller yet arguably better material from reaching your local environment. Like you're going to see a Walmart 9 times out of 10 more than you'd see like a store that grows their food without all the extra products and shit like that. And we've been talking about this for a minute. I mean, I've switched my argument from Drake into being like a talent conversation into being a capitalist conversation where you basically have to adhere to him because he's the biggest, and you can't escape him. You can't escape Drake. Even if you want to, he's everywhere. And sometimes, that's a result of his own, you know what I'm saying, influence and him calling himself the best. Other times it's a result of just purely hype, and he's the biggest, and we don't really have a choice. I mean, he's everywhere, He's everywhere. I do feel like old heads have something against Drake, though. It comes off like that in this interview because you would look at it and be like, well, is Drake, like, is it offensive enough to, like, be bad? Is it offensive enough to, be problematic? Like, does Drake's existence harm smaller acts? Does Drake's existence as a rapper, you know what I'm saying, put people at risk or in jeopardy of anything? No, I don't really think so. I think for preferences, I think for just overall finding music and shit like that, it makes it harder when there is such an overarching force kind of dominating the field. And it makes people, even if they don't want to, give attention to certain types of music that they otherwise would stay away from and just find their own shit. But I find it hard to just exclusively blame Drake for that. Like, it's just hard. I'm not saying he is either. I just think that he's not impressed. I just think he's not impressed. And me personally, I'm not either. When a whole bunch of people have access to a thing.
Let's keep it 100. Drake's music has no teeth.
No, I'm not saying it does.
Know what I mean.
I'm not saying it does.
Rap lol.
But when a whole bunch of people like a certain thing, and you know that thing exists everywhere, but you also know that there's another version of that thing that exists likely for a cheaper price that is of better quality, and these niggas are trying to tell you that this is the one that you have to get. It's like, can y'all shut the fuck up? Can you be quiet? Can you stop talking to me about this? I don't even know how they got to Drake in the first place. I don't know if the interviewer asked him and, that's why he went, on this little mini tangent or whatever. But when people come to you telling you this is the best thing and you know that not to be the case, and it's there because of its overarching dominance, not because of how good it is or the quality of it or how good it is for you, now you left arguing with people that don't even know what the fuck they talking about. And I'm sure that he's above arguing with niggas having discourse about his preferences and shit like that. You calling him a fast fashion nigga versus quality clothing? I'm saying it's fast fashion. I'm saying it's fast food versus, holistic shit. I'm saying it's, underground versus mainstream to a degree, but, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you want to be on some shit that everybody else is on, that's cool. Because sometimes the shit that everybody else is on is also good. You go see the new Spider-Man movie, the Far From Home shit, and you like, okay, well, there's better, more carefully crafted movies that don't just rely on fan service and hype and the nostalgia factor. But you can still go have fun. I'm not saying it's like a problem to go and enjoy Drake. I think that people that make it seem like it's a problem are what, make people feel like insecure about their preferences or whatnot. But I also, like I said, I'm not a fan of the whole, like, this is the best. And I know it's not. And you don't even know what it is that I'm talking about either. I'm showing you something you've never seen before in your life, and you are gung-ho that this is the best shit you've ever heard or seen. That's why it's a problem. It's very corporate in the hip-hop space. Yeah, that's what takes, I don't know, the fun out of it. Like, when I really started my music channel in the beginning, I was really naive to the idea that I could literally just, it was only about the music, and that was it. I was very naive to that. As we continued, it became about everything but. So when he's asking, like, what happens when this whole thing collapses, it's like, what do you have left after, the hype? What do you have left after, the trend, I guess? Like, what's next? What's beyond that, I guess? Is that enough for you? And if it is, then keep going with it. But if it's not, and it's not for a lot of people, then, like, what happens? This can't be the foundation for all of this. If you think Drake is the foundation of hip hop, then like, what the fuck? But again, I don't even think that he's saying that. I don't even think that the interviewer asked that. Like, how did we get here? Is the question that I have. Does this have more context? He's asking how we will look back after the hype. Would it be his previous catalog? Some of my favorite rappers, Drake, it tells me a lot.
You
about
need to
them.
look at the beginning of this conversation. She says like, is Drake hip hop? Then he sighs and says, why are you doing this to me? He doesn't want to answer the question.
Right. And she knows asking a rapper like Mos Def, who is reasonably in anybody's top positions or top spots if they had to make a list of their favorite rappers or best rappers objectively, that's going to cause a response that isn't charitable to Drake. It's kind of like bait. And so I feel like, you know, interviewers should be above asking questions like that, knowing that people are going to look at it and assume probably that it's a little hating. Like, people going to look at this and be like, oh yeah, he mad at the success, he washed up, he don't get it, blah 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 blah. So I just feel like it's a baity kind of question. I don't like it like that. But I still want to see the beginning, like, context. But if he's reluctant or hesitant to answer, he knows what the reaction from the general public is going to be, because he knows how many people like Drake. He knows that Drake is for everyone. Never ask an old school rapper about Drake. That's what I've learned over the years. Yeah, I wouldn't ask. I'm not asking nobody above the age, and it's not even an age thing. I listen to certain people. If I had an opportunity to talk to them, I wouldn't talk to certain people to them, or I wouldn't talk to them about certain individuals. Like, me asking Mos Def about Drake is like the equivalent of me asking I don't know, Nas about Lil Nas X. Well, what do you think about Lil Nas, since you're not? Like, it doesn't, like, what do you expect him to say? What do you think he's going to say? Maybe Drake need to kill hip hop so we can start again? Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
In the consensus of like mainstream society, people are always going to gravitate towards a Drake because of how malleable and cookie cutter the music is. Becomes more about how digestible the product is rather than its quality.
Yeah, I mean, if you make yourself convenient for people, and you are at a level that is at least tolerable for the average person to consume, I mean, you're going to be that staple. I don't think that disqualifies Drake from hip hop because of that, but I also don't get what the question is supposed to be, because Drake is obviously a part of hip hop. He's obviously a part of hip hop, bro. Like, whether you like it or not, he's a rapper. He raps well, albeit occasionally. You have a lot of examples in his discography where he's rapping well, putting out great music at a certain point, putting out some really, you know what I'm saying, catchy material. All of it doesn't fall within the hip hop lane specifically, but because Drake is so for everyone, he's going to get this criticism a lot, as opposed to like existing in a bit of a niche or kind of focusing on one particular thing, or just focusing on making great music consistently. Drake is a very inconsistent artist. So I don't know. There's plenty of reasons why somebody will have their critiques for Drake. I don't think it could all be narrowed down to one thing as simple as like, oh, he's just pop. Because there's examples where he hasn't been exclusively catering to pop or exclusively trying to exist for everyone or to be consumed by everyone. Most could have been way meaner. I mean, he could have. But if I'm going by the rubric and the example that he's using, I get him at one point. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, see what I'm saying? Y'all doing it. How are you not cold? I was before I came in here, honestly. I wonder if there'll ever be a hip hop rebirth. What okay, can I get more context to this conversation? I don't get what you want hip hop to be. Like, what do you want it to exist as? Me personally, I'm good with the way hip hop is now. You're not gonna catch me listening to a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, occasionally I will, because sometimes I'll be in that mood, but I'm also cool with the new shit. My take is most is from a different era that people like me related to Drake is from this era that people relate. That's all. Um, I mean, nothing really new under the sun, though. I'm sure during, well, a little bit after Mos Def's era, but it probably wasn't as much, and it relied on a different thing. Hip hop relied on different specifications in Mos Def's era because it hadn't been introduced to as wide of an audience. It wasn't as palatable or as digestible to nearly as many people as it is now. But if Drake existed during Mos Def's era, I wouldn't think that, I don't think he would have made it.
People say that, what they probably mean is getting back to the main tenets of hip-hop. We should look that up.
Yeah, but what are the main tenets of hip-hop? If I'm looking for those things, Drake still meets all those qualifications. He just isn't interesting to listen to. Drake raps. He writes. He rides a beat. Like what do you want? What is Drake failing to meet in terms of hip hop standards? I guess you could say substance, but that's requiring every hip hop record to have substance, which I don't think it needs to have. Sometimes you could just have fun. The whole like hip hop needs to have a message situation is like the equivalent of saying like every black movie needs to have a struggle. Or every black movie needs to have like a thoughtful commentary on this particular thing. That's why so many black movies recently have been so uninteresting, because they focus on shit that black people would rather get away from and not want to talk about. I'm here to watch a fucking movie. I don't want to have a reflection of my real life portrayed in the fucking film. I don't want a slave documentary. Show me a good time. Show me some regular shit from a black perspective. That's it.
But he's not necessarily for the culture, you know. He dodges a lot of stuff from a black standpoint. AKA he's very safe.
I get that. But would you listen to Drake if he was... I mean, I would at this point, because I've gotten so much substanceless music from him. But the best music that I like from Drake has never really contained that deep of a message. It's been very personal. It's been very personable. It's been very closely attached to the life that he's lived. And I think that's okay. Having a cultural reset or a clean slate for hip hop won't help it get any better, because there's never been one. I don't know what you mean by that. Guys like Yeet, Destroy Lonely, and others are ruining the genre, and it's not Drake's fault, even though he became ass. I know, like, I feel so wishy-washy on Drake because I have to give him credit for still attempting to rap, even if I don't think he's doing it well right now. And I don't think Yeet and those other guys are ruining the genre or anything like that.
I'm not, my pipes froze in Texas. I start school on Sunday, and I've only made 5K on of this month, and I was previously banned by Sean C. So yay, times are rough.
I should make it permanently. Nobody's destroying the genre. Adding more elements to it brings in another crowd. So when you add subgenres to an already existing genre, you're going to add people listening to that subgenre. And because people don't know how to properly categorize subgenres, they include everything under the guise of this one large ecosystem. And you could just say that this group is attached to this, and then they all become just like standard hip hop fans. Like, people who listen to Yeet are not regular hip hop niggas, most likely. That's okay. But they all get grouped in with people that want to listen to like Mos Def era, Mos Def type music. And it's just not like that. Nobody gets acknowledged for their own skill set anymore. They have to adhere to this particular type of rubric, and everybody doesn't fit that style. And it's a lot of rappers that would not have made it today if they existed back in this era, because nobody would have acknowledged them or accepted them as such. But you have to broaden your horizon. If you want to increase your range and bring in more ideas, that's what needs to happen. Swallowing denim meme. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Nigga saying Tom McDonald. But I don't think his point here is that Drake is not allowed to do what he wants to do, though. I just think, as far as standard hip hop is concerned,
I think Thesis old heads are one-dimensional. Drake does what a lot of lyrical miracle people don't care to do or struggle to do. Old heads always wanted to be one-dimensional. Put Mos Def on a Drake beat and see if he will flow like butter.
I mean, you could say that, but Mos Def does something, and he does something very well. Like, extremely well. Drake does or tries to do many things and doesn't do those things or isn't doing those things currently well at all. And it falls very, very, very flat. It falls very flat. And so when that thing is marketed to you as something that you're supposed to go crazy over or something that you're supposed to acknowledge as the very best of the very best, you're left looking like a hater because you like, I don't see the hype. I don't see what the point of this is. Not that Drake is bad, which I think he is right now, but what's all the hubbub? What's all the noise about? Mos Def can sing better than Drake, Sean. What are you talking? I never said that he couldn't sing. What are you talking about? You heard one comment. What did I say? When did I say Mos Def couldn't sing? That's what I'm talking. Niggas do not listen. The fuck is wrong with niggas? Like, what? A random nigga said that. Nigga talking to me. What are you talking about? Mos could go. Oh, y'all, you lost me. You lost me. Why are you even acknowledging that? Nigga said Blackie Speaks will save hip hop. I just wanted to see what the context of this was, bro. Like, I don't think Mos Def is hating, though. I don't think he's hating. It's just crazy to me. That's all. Cause I get it. I feel like I get everybody in this. I do. I feel like I get everybody in this. I get how you could defend Drake. I get how you be on Mos Def's side. That's really the core aspect of this. Mos Def was just hating simple. I don't think he hating.
What up, Sean and chat? I fell asleep
I think he
watching
looking for more,
21
that's all.
reaction, but after hearing it, it's honestly May, but it's still gonna be a good year for music.
Same thing with 21. 21 just dropped an album. Same shit.
What's a good album by Mos Def to listen to? I want to listen to some of his
Why
stuff.
is being critical? Wait, why is being critical hating? Hey man, that's just the world we live in. You can't say nothing if your comment or statement isn't full of like admiration and adhering to like a certain idea. It's hate. I don't think people realize how much effort you have to put into a thing to hate it. Shit is crazy. And he not being critical. He just basically saying like, I don't see the hype. Like a lot of people don't right now. That's what this was about. I saw that. I didn't know that's what this was about. I saw niggas saying Drake most definitely is better and has more music in his discography that I'm gonna listen to than Mos Def. And I didn't know what the reason for that was for. I didn't. I had zero clue. I had no clue that that's what the fuck that was about. I just thought I was seeing a dumb nigga talk shit. That's what I thought. But like, I had no idea that's what this was in reference to. I'm like, why they hate on Mos Def randomly? I just thought it was a Twitter thing for the day. I think Drake just makes albums around a certain hit song instead of being a project because it always feels like his music at this point is just filler. Yeah, I mean, but in the past, I mean, Drake definitely got some amazing music, some amazing records. Terrell. Well, I'll saying Terrell. Niggas seeing things in black and white. It's either you hate or love
I've
an
missed a
artist.
few
That's what I'm
streams
saying.
cause of work.
Look at
Random,
this
but
tape.
what were your final thoughts on JJK? And is there footage for the CEEMAN channel?
So what had happened was, what he's saying. Drake has the longest hot streak in hip hop history. Hold on, what he's talking about? Let me see what he's talking about. Longest hot streak in hip hop history.
Sean, can you play "Oh My God" by Master Artisan?
Can I get a second? Can I cook? Drake, can I please?
Hip hop would be propelled to new heights if you would just drop your album.
You chatted. I mean, I agree, but you know what I'm saying? I can't get a world what they want right now. You feel me? Drake has the longest hot streak in hip hop history. He arguably the most successful hip hop artist ever. He is hip hop. These are facts. Old niggas like most. Okay, see now we veering off now. Hate that it's true. I wouldn't say he hates that it's true. Again, I just think that he don't see the hype. He don't see the deserving of it, I guess. And that's really what my biggest question is when I listen to the biggest of the biggest who are also hailed as the best of the best. When I hear the better of the records that are being released, not from the mainstream or not from the biggest of the big. So when these people give these like accolades and they get these like all this notoriety off the numbers that they do and the success that they have, I think that's great. Congratulations, Drake. I also just feel like that don't affect the way I listen to this person's music. It never does. It shouldn't. You know, the hip hop numbers conversation isn't included, not because people want to hate on those who are successful. It's just because it don't mean nothing when it's in my ears. So when faced with questions like this, they discredit to try and bring Drake down to their level. Down to their level, and you're talking about Mos Def is insane. That's an insane thing to say. That's an insane thing to say. That's crazy. I will agree, that's crazy. Look at the reply. I think he just attacks rap from a whole different perspective and doesn't see Drake as a lyricist. I don't even think that's the problem that Mos Def has with Drake, to be honest. Unless he says that explicitly in the interview. Well, he's wrong if he thinks that as well, because I can make an argument that Drake raps at level okay. I didn't know he said. Let me just reach in my bag. I'm just gonna grab this real quick. Oh shit. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. This is Drake. This is Drake. And I think that's fine. The bag still look nice. The bag still look nice. I like the bag. I like the bag. That's all. That's it. That's what this is. I like the optics of a thing, without the thing itself necessarily having anything within. You feel me? And I think that's okay. But I also can't lie to myself either, bro. I can't lie to myself and just pretend like because Drake has the aesthetic and he looks nice and he's doing his thing and he's successful that there's any substance to what he's doing. Not that I require it. That's okay. But to say that Drake raps at a level most never has, lyrically is insane. Lyrically is insane. I don't know one. I'm trying to give Drake like some level of like, and I can't. There isn't a single song. What do you mean? There's more. There's not more, bro. Stop. Terrell, you are wrong. Sleeping on Mos Def, of course. Prove me wrong. How do you prove him wrong? The burden of proof is on you. Terrible take. Oh no, they on his ass. But you know what? You know what? In his defense, oh god. In his defense, sometimes you say something so crazy you just can't pull back from it. Sometimes you gotta double and triple down. You feel me? Like sometimes, like, I'm here now. I'm in this room. So now what do we do? I'm in this room now. So what do we do? Chat. I'm trying to make my screen dark. I'm about to make my screen dark. Hold on a second. I never thought I would see that, to be honest, but it's okay. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Lights out, chat. Lights fucking out. Wow, never mind. I lied. Wait, maybe I could I reloaded it. I refreshed it. Wait, what is this? I'm back. What is this? Hold on, I'm gonna get that in a second. Drake era is the era of triple and double entendres. That's not. I mean, that era isn't. It's not really an era. That's just what hip hop is. That's why I mentioned era. Wait, who is he responding to? What did they say? This is a lot, man. Pen versus Pen is Drake. Have you listened to Black on Both Sides? Question. He not going to answer this, but of course the answer is no. I don't think that's a proper conclusion to come to, but I think it is a proper conclusion to come to, because if you did listen to that album, you would understand it. That's why this would never be a conversation. Not just that album either. He not going to answer this, blah, blah, blah. Drake, there's 8 Twitter accounts that formed together to defend him. Doesn't matter if most just gave a slight opinion, they got to defend. First of all, I've heard it. Second, it's an album from 25 years ago. While we talking about an album from 99, Most had his time. It's past. This is true. Mos Def definitely had his time. That don't mean that if I played a record from Mos Def right now, it wouldn't stand up lyrically to anything Drake has ever said. Drake era is just more skilled. That is crazy. I would say Drake's era is more, or supposed to be more versatile. You would expect 25 years later for you to be like the better of everything, because those who came before you have their blueprint, their rubric to look off of, and you kind of know, all right, this is what the bar is. If that's what you're going for. I don't think Drake's really going for that. And again, just because you on some Black Power shit don't make your pen better. Y'all old as fuck. I agree with this to an extent, because some people use the messaging that they're going for as a way to say that since I have a message, my music is better or my song is better. But that isn't the case for Mos Def. I'm just trying to shoot the argument a little bit of bail. But of course, for Mos Def, that's just not the case. He happened to have a message, but he also happened to have an incredible pen. Those are just the facts. Said you a lesbian girl, me too. You providing the worst example. We talking about rap album from 99 because it's one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. I don't know why you mentioned the year. In what way is this era more skilled? Okay. Y'all discredit Drake's lyrical ability because he not on no conscious shit. But if they had to rap against each other, Mos is getting cooked. I feel like we're changing the argument then at that point. Saying Mos Def is like saying it's just Clay. That's what I'm saying. How can you say that? You literally can't say that. Some things are, like they were saying about the Lil Nas X and, portraying Jesus, and they saying that was blasphemous. This is blasphemy. You can't say this. You cannot say this. Because you have to substantiate it with something, and you cannot. Mos Def and Drake are never getting into a lyrical sparring match, ever. So that possibility is gone. All you have left is compare their bars and their pen, and that leaves you with one very clear conclusion. There's nothing else that should be said. But it's okay. People are entitled to their opinion. I don't know how it became Mos Def versus Drake. I don't. But I feel like I could kind of understand where where Mos Def was coming from. Drake too much of an internet nigga. He would probably say you're pushing 100 in a diss and keep it pushing. I mean, he might be able to get that off. Last minute on convo, wrap it up. Fries, who the fuck are you talking to? Do you think you're Drake? Like, you could just tell me what to do. And you just happen to say that at a moment. Why am I seeing this constantly, bro? Can y'all leave Brent Fayez alone? Jade, I don't give a fuck if you agree. You really gonna make me want to go on for this for about another 5 minutes. Low key. Hold on. We are watching grown-ass black men groom a black child in real time and no one's saying anything about it. Whoa, what? What? Okay, but they playing Skilla Baby in the back. My fault. He shouldn't be in a club. Point blank. Period. Like, that simple. I don't get it, bro. How did he even get in there? What you would expect a bouncer to be like, yo, nah, he can't come in. Like, y'all can't get in this shit. But obviously it's Drake. But even, I think, nah, bro, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way, bro. I don't, like, what do you say to this? You, like, what, how do you say anything about this, bro? Like, what is there to say? What do you add to that? Sean, how would it be if Drake was rapping the way he does in the 90s era? I don't think Drake would have made it in the 90s. But I don't think it would have only been because of Drake. Like, I think Drake deserves some of his success. I do think that. I'm not saying Drake is ass. Right now, he might not be putting out, like, material that I like to see, but I mean, he still he did some work. He definitely did some work. I just don't know why the fuck he in the club with this little boy. I don't get that. I don't give a fuck what the kid on, bro. You're not getting in this club. You're not getting in this spot, bro. You're not even in middle school. How old is this kid? How old is this kid for real? This dude look like he about 7 years old, to be 100% honest. 10, 11, he's not even in middle school, bro. Most modern rappers would make it in the 90s, but also no 90s rapper would make it in today's climate. Yeah, it's just not fair. It's not fair to put nobody in those positions, bro. Everybody in the time that they in, and I think they make it when they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. I don't know why he's in there, bro. What is this? Oh no, Brent Fayez shaved his beard.